everyone. Welcome to the Entrepreneurs Hangout Podcast. We are at season 2, and I am so happy to have Amy be my guest on my for the first part of our season 2. So you are number 1 on season 2, darling.
That's awesome. Yay. I'm so excited to be here.
And then, yay, we're going to be having our big clouds out, or our big crowd behind us with our clapping. So that's awesome. That's awesome. So, Amy, tell my guests about you.
Where to begin? Well, Amy Garelick, I founded and own. I still own. Yeah, I founded and I own Power Up. I'm the CEO of Power Up. We are video and virtual events. I am born and raised in Richmond, Virginia. I have 2 teenage boys, a little tiny chihuahua that hopefully will not go crazy during this time together. And I love the power of storytelling. So it's sort of woven into everything that I do. But I guess that's the easy, quick answer.
Well, I'm going to dig in. Believe me, I'm going to drag some really good stuff out of you. So, and so this is kind of interesting. So Amy and I met, with the women's, networking group called Fab Women. And, Amy was like the back end making this fabulous event even more fabulous. So the very first thing I thought was like, oh my gosh, I've got to get to know this girl, because I can see the power in how you can help events these days, especially where now, like with my event with the Entrepreneurs Hangout, we meet live and on Zoom, right? Yep. So that's a little chaotic.
Well, in theory, and you know what, a year and a half ago, virtual was chaotic. So I think it's just a matter of, I have lived in this space. I have pitched this space to my live events. And, March of 2020, people were going, hey, you remember when you discussed that online option that I didn't want to do because it sounded complicated? So yeah.
Can we do one like now?
Can we do one
tomorrow?
Like yesterday?
Yeah.
Exactly. So no, I think it's a matter of being excited about event experience and then using the tools in front of you. So whether it's the engagement that you have with the people in front of you, but also not forgetting about your virtual audience, or creating a virtual experience that's 100% virtual and using video and different resources within these platforms to build upon that type of engagement. It's a wild, wild west world, but I'm really excited to be a part of it. It's been a lot of fun.
That is awesome. That's awesome. So let me just do something like pre-COVID. Exactly what did your life look like?
So pre-COVID, Power Up was events, and we were moving into video, and I was supporting many of the events that I hosted with video support, whether it's something that went on during the event or videoing the event for other use for social media, what have you. Worked with a lot of entrepreneurs and small businesses to assist them with their YouTube channels, their website video content. Pre all of that, I worked for the Walt Disney Company in experiential marketing, media, radio. So my event background is very strong. I have a really high level of guest experience expectations. So I've always taken that into, whether it's a day-long women's conference or a 12-year-old birthday party, which I didn't do too many of those, but you know what I mean? It didn't matter. Everything needed to have something memorable. It was a story that we were telling. What were we getting into? What would engage the most with the audience in front of me? And video, of course, that's how I approach video in the same way, because you're sitting down, you've chosen to engage with this piece of moving media. Well, what's going to keep you what's going to keep you there? What's going to keep you excited? What's going to make you feel something? What's going to make you do something? So to me, events and how I produce video are very similar. And then I put all of that together when the world went to hell in a handbasket to take virtual events to a level that are way more than just Zoom.
That's awesome. So, and I know that, I know that you live in Richmond, and traveling wise, you probably traveled quite a bit, did a lot of stuff with Disney, gained a lot of experience. And by the way, I mean, that's an impressive something on your resume. when you are pitching for various jobs, like that helps out a ton.
Absolutely. I mean, one of the mantras, whether it's written or unwritten, is we work while others play. So it's certainly a magical environment. It was an amazing opportunity from very early on in my career to be trained by the number one family entertainment brand, period. And travel, yeah, I had opportunities to go within the East Coast when I worked for the retail side of the Disney division. And, if you can't find me, I'm probably in Orlando, whether it's personal or professional. But yeah, it has given me the opportunity to be a big fish in the small pond of my market with a big brand, and being able to come in and do things that sometimes, well, I guess the silly part of it was, I say, with the brand that I was with, Radio Disney, people brought me in to engage with their families, or corporations had us educate within different schools or events. And I say I sort of do what they don't want to do,
Right.
or they don't know how to do, which is talk
Right.
to kids and talk to families and talk to moms, and to keep it all on a level where, you're getting their brand message through, but you're not losing your cool points.
Yeah.
So
I like it. I
a
like
little
it.
bit of both.
I like it. And it's so funny, Amy. This is hilarious. I promise you, I'm telling you the truth. I coined the phrase, it's like, I'm a big fish in a little pond, right? Here
Hmm.
in the Culpeper area. And I like it that way. I'm like, I don't need to go to DC. Well, now, I mean, yes, we are global, but that's beside the point, right?
Yeah.
We know I coach female entrepreneurs
Yep.
and business owners on how to get them successful, right? I don't need to go compete with whomever else. I love my
Well,
being a big fish in a little
I,
pond.
I say I'm in Richmond, but I'm actually in Mechanicsville, which is part of Hanover, which is a tiny little rural section of Virginia. So even that allows, my entire team lives in the Mechanicsville area. We have filmed in over 9 countries during our time supporting virtual events and using the virtual studio that we have as part of our arsenal of ways to create media and communications. So it doesn't matter where I am. We are the energy we want to bring to the project, and the tools and resources that are available now. We are without boundaries, without geographical boundaries, without any limits. And I couldn't be happier. I mean, it's really where we've thrived, making sure that, again, we can use what we use inside us to help people feel and do through video. And it doesn't
Mm.
matter whether I'm filming in Tel Aviv or Australia or Culpeper.
Oh, Culpeper. I was gonna say, come on, we got to get Culpeper in there someplace.
Shout out for Culpeper.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly.
There you go. So that is awesome. So I want to kind of like, and it's funny, I've been doing an audible book called The Power of Storytelling. Oh no, Storytelling Brand.
Hmm.
And I've been really, really very much enjoying it. Um, so
Was this
tell
the is
me,
this the Donald Miller?
yes,
Yes. So
yes,
yeah, the story brand concept. I'm a
yes.
big fan. Absolutely.
Well, we're going to talk offline about some things because I
Hmm.
think I have a really good concept, which is I know my female entrepreneurs who does not need video testimonies,
Hmm.
right? But typically, especially women, they become a little shy. They don't want to know the video and all that kind of stuff. And I want to talk about your video program as well.
Hmm.
But tell me like how you would use the storytelling concept to get a good testimony for anybody that's out there, coaches or business owners or anybody actually that needs a testimony.
Yeah, the core of story brand is that hero's journey. And in the hero's journey, the hero is not you. The hero is
Mhm.
your customer, it's your
Right.
client, it's your business to business moment. You are the guide. So again, if you don't know the hero's journey, Google it, pause this, Google it, and come back.
Right.
But the idea is that the hero is on a journey. They have a conflict that is going to take them in a certain area. They meet a guide. The guide gives them sort of the this way, that way. They still have to make their own choice, and then you see them through this cycle of decision. So when you think of the way that video can produce the parts that the guide brings, it sort of explains YouTube. If your if
Yeah.
your dryer is broken, unless you have, Mr. Handyman on call, you might go to YouTube to say, is this a big part? Is this a small part? Can I
Right.
fix this? Can I order
Right.
this? YouTube is your guide. You are the hero on a journey, and that video just became your guide. So your testimony, the value you bring, the answers that they're looking for, certainly they can read it. Certainly you can blog about it. And I think all types of media are important. But the way that we handle the story is to ensure that at no point are you missing the fact that they are the hero and that you are the guide.
I
When it
like it.
becomes self serving is when people go, I'm good, and they cut off because they're not getting what they need.
Mhm.
Another book that we are very, very big fans of at Power Up is They Ask You Answer.
Oh,
I think it's Marcus Sheridan. He's
okay.
actually from the Richmond area. I met him ages and ages and ages ago before he became this big powerhouse concept. But it's the idea that you are searching for this information. And if you're the product, you should be putting it out there. Be the one that puts the information they need out there. Compare yourself to others, put your prices out there, talk about the answers they're looking for. It's going to distinguish you. And
Mm.
video is a big part of how to make that successful.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I just was thinking of, again, just so much opportunity. And in my Accelerate group that for my program with my
Mhm.
ladies coming in, they all struggle with video testimony, right? And I've even had them give some video testimony. And I'm like, as soon as I picked up the story brand, I thought, wait a second here, I would love to find somebody that can help a person feel so relaxed and to do
Yes.
a quickie little whatever it is 20-second video
Hmm.
testimony. I think personally that's a service that you could blow out of the water.
Absolutely. We pride ourselves, and I pride myself, on ensuring comfort. I want people to feel empowered by the process of video. I don't want them to be intimidated. I feel there's a bit of a divide, whether it be based on experience, industry, age, resources at home. There's always a way we can say, "Oh, no, 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 that's not for me," or
Right.
no, I'm not. I don't. Oh no, please don't put me on that video. No, we can find a way to bring the comfort level to whatever makes sense for you, your personality, the time you have, the words you wish to say. There's so many ways
Right.
to communicate through video, moving images, and all of that. I love coaching people on camera.
I can see you would be really
Makes
good at it.
me so much. Oh my gosh, it's so much fun. In fact, it's hard when you have teleprompt scripts and you know they're going to nail it, because I'm like, well, what if? What if you said it this way? I miss that part of coaching through radio, which is what I got to do in the past. So yeah, it doesn't have to be intimidating. It doesn't have to be perfect. The more
Right.
authentic, the more unique and nuanced it is, the more people are going to say, this is who I like,
Yeah.
this is who I now know, and
Yeah.
this is who I trust.
Yeah.
And that's what we're all searching for.
Yeah. You know what? And I even tell my students, I'm like, listen, it doesn't have to be perfect. Get it out there, get it done. You
Well,
know,
and I'm horrible on camera. So I'm the first person that if my teammates are with me, they'll go, uh-huh, she is. Because if I'm given a very straight line to,
yeah.
to give, no way. But if you give me a topic, I'll talk your ear off.
Yeah.
So
But
you got to find out what your vibe is. Do you need your crutch? Do you need your
right.
teleprompter to
Yeah.
get you warmed up? Or is it a matter of, let's be two friends that sit down and talk about whatever's going on, and it all comes to life? So
Yeah.
yeah.
But you know what, Amy, you touched base on something which was awesome. In the sense that shouldn't we not need teleprompting in our business? Now, I'm not saying a commercial and a movie, of course not. But at the same time, when I just did a video like on my phone for this particular campaign that I'm doing, right?
Hmm.
And um I should know enough that I can actually do it. Needs to be natural, right?
It does, but the video sucks your soul. I don't care who you are. I
Yeah.
think that if I walk in and it gets them saying the words that they wrote, we can get past it.
Yes.
So I do introduce teleprompter for, like, I called it a crutch. That's
Yeah.
exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And that's not the cut we're going to use. And usually the first thing that we do is the last thing we also film because you're warmed up.
Yeah.
So if it gets you past that thing in your head, this is your business, these are your words, you've said it a million times to every Rotary and chamber and women's group, and then I just put a camera in front of you and you're like A, B, C, D, like you can't do it. That's fine. You'll get it'll get you warmed up. The confidence will build. Again, we want to be empowered when we do these types of things. And then eventually you find that light and you start talking the way that it is. So they're out there. They help us. Sometimes it helps me because I remember what this person needs to be saying and I'm still coaching them through. Everyone needs to find their style and their comfort level and then go from there.
I like that.
Build from there.
I like that. A little bit of impromptu, but also guided.
Yeah, I mean, it's so, it's funny when you discover that some of the things that you love and the talents you have are not necessarily what everyone's picking up on. I know this is one of my superpowers is sitting down with someone and really being able to guide them through the execution of showing who they are on video.
Okay, I like it.
Because nobody wants the fake version. Nobody wants the like overly pretty, not that we aren't gorgeous. I mean,
yes, of course I know that.
But the overly polished version. I think we don't have time for that.
Right.
We just want content. We want information and we want value and we want to get to know the person that's giving us that information. I don't know the percentage, so I'm going to make it up and we can look it up at some point, but it's like 70% of the people who buy from you know you before you even know they exist because they're looking for you. They're looking for your image on LinkedIn and Facebook and on your website. They're watching your videos. They may have gotten a word of mouth recommendation. So if that's the case, maybe you should be putting out the images you want them to see.
Hey, everyone. If you're enjoying the Entrepreneurs Hangout podcast, please like, love, subscribe, and share me. Don't forget to hit the notification buttons. Bye for now. Well, we know that, listen, I mean, no matter what, you're going to do a little bit of homework on anybody that you're going to meet. It's just our nature. It's our human nature to do that, especially with what you do and what I do. We want to be able to be prepared. Absolutely. So I do love that. I love that part about that. Now, I also know that right now you have I cannot wait to see your studio. I'm going to book some time. We're going to come down because I want to see it. I cannot wait to tell you, like, when I see stuff like that, I'm like, okay, wait a second. This person needs that. And I've already got somebody for you that is ready to do her second or third video.
Yeah, we actually just firmed up what a VIP day will be and what a half day will be. And we have 3 different sets within the studio. It's small, but it's mighty. And just like we say with starting a video, got to start somewhere and go from there. But we'll have an interview set. We'll have beautiful, beautiful matte black walls, green screens, a conference room. So anyone in the world of entrepreneurial imagery and needing both photo and video, we're going to be able to give them what they need and produce, which is so exciting.
That is awesome. That's awesome. I can't wait to tell Mary Nelson. And speaking of which, so I'll give you a plug, Mary. She's actually an entrepreneur that I coached. And the only reason I'm doing this is, number 1, she needs a video. Number 2, YouTube. So she has a virtual appliance repair business, right?
I remember you talking about that.
I know. So then therefore, only the fact that you said YouTube, the refrigerator, I'm like, no, or you call Mary Nelson and have it
there you go. I need to get a different example because now I have an immediate recommendation and referral. but it's true. She knew. I'm certain. And you've spoken to her. She knew that's what people do. And that's the exact same thing. Insert your business where Whirlpool is in this example. And that's exactly how you can handle, providing people with what they're looking for. You don't necessarily Google, adorable, bubbly, Culpepper, you might even do that type of, you want the solution. So put those solutions out there. Absolutely.
Yes, exactly. I think that's called the dating world if you're looking for something like that.
Exactly. Whole different app, whole different situation.
Whole different videos.
That's right. Right.
Yeah. So I want to talk. I know that you're very passionate about working with nonprofits.
Yes, absolutely.
So tell me a little bit about that.
Well, in between the various roles within the Disney company, I worked for nonprofits. I worked for health-based nonprofits, mostly in development and fundraising. From that, moving into how Disney trains you to do what you do, I go back and I'm like, you know what I could do? I can, use these skills to help them because it's usually, a lot of young staff members for many of these nonprofits, or, a seasoned individual, but then there's one, and
Yes.
they get to wear all the hats.
Or lots of volunteers, which
Or lots of, a volunteer base or a
yeah.
board. I mean, there's so many moving pieces and parts, and I have experience with that. So when I look at the events that we had last year that we assisted in helping to save because they couldn't have their banquet, they could not do the fundraising breakfast, they couldn't do this.
Yeah.
I came to the table not only with the experience for video content, for great storytelling, and for getting the fundraising goal set, I came to the table with the experience of being that staff member and being in that position and knowing the ins and outs of many of the standards. I feel nonprofits are the ones where they're going to have someone help them do something. Mm-hmm. Help is always great. Help doesn't necessarily have the same initiatives and goals and background that someone that is here to do this job would bring to their project. And that's not an insult to anyone who's ever volunteered their time, because I have done fair share on that. Right. But I think you want to be in the swamp with them, in the ditch with them, bring them up, make their people shine, all the energy has to be in the right place. And I feel that we just have a unique offering with my experience to not just produce a broadcast of content, but to really create content that's going to move people and move people to act.
I like that. You know what I'm going to add to that too, because I sit on the board of SAFE and services for abused families in our area. We help 5 counties out. I've been now, I think about 5 years or so. And I'm their event lead for the Mardi Gras event that we did. Yep. Now, I want to also say, though, there's a difference, because while nonprofits are nonprofit, they use their fundraising for 90% of what they do. Yep. So if they are not able to host an event the way that they used to, which I don't ever know that it's ever going to be the way it used to, whatever that means, they need to be able to have the power of power up so that their events are exploded and more people can see. It gives them the ROI, right? Yep. It's the return on the investment that they have.
Absolutely.
It's money in their pockets.
So I believed all of that. And that was my thought, coming to these events that had heard that this is what we're doing and we're trying to just navigate very early on in our lockdown situation. The best example was May. We worked with a nonprofit out of Northern Virginia that normally does a breakfast with 60 people, very shiny. Mm-hmm. And they have the table captains, and it's, again, 60 people, everybody, passes the envelopes around. They make a good amount of money, no numbers to specifically, but great. We created a broadcast for them. We created a start to finish production where we had people that would have never been able to make it to that breakfast speak. People from all over the world talk about where they have gone because of what this nonprofit has done. In 34 minutes, they raised $187,000 and had their event exposed to 600 people. They're never going back.
No, they're asking themselves, oh my gosh, what the heck? Exactly.
Well, and again, based on what we did for the rates that we provided, it's a no-brainer. There's you want the gathering, you want the togetherness, you want that, and they'll do that in other ways. But for these big outreach moments, you are now limitless. You have no boundaries. You have the ability to do so much more. And we guide them in that, especially if they don't see that yet, because I'm like, this is the opportunity that's in front of you that you have no idea the money that you're leaving on the table because of just not, trying to do just big point with virtual. You're not converting an event. You're creating the experience around the virtual as a resource.
Yes.
When you convert, it's just a live stream.
But you know what? It is about the experience. And so, like I said, with my Entrepreneurs Hangout, I want to be able to ramp it up. I want it to look like, wow. I want wow effect, right? And then what happens, I get it in front of more people's eyes, and they're like, oh no, I want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of that.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
think we talked about something, and something that always sort of made me sad was when, events were like, well, this is the last virtual event we're doing, or we understand you have Zoom fatigue. And I'm like, I can agree that we all want to see each other. We want to hug.
Yeah.
We want to be at the table and hear all the stories that no one can really tell in these networking events where
Yeah.
everybody's in a rectangle. But if you deny your business, your organization, your ability to sell or communicate through virtual, you're doing yourself a disservice, because the scale, the reach, the ease of using these resources is not going away.
Yeah.
It's just
Amy,
it's how you welcome them in,
that's exactly right. But also, you know what? I've always been, and I laugh and I teach about this laptop lifestyle, right?
Yep.
And but I'm non-geographically bound,
Hmm.
and not I understand not everybody wants it that way. That's okay. I got it. It's just whatever it is you want. Do you want a lemonade stand, or do you want to mass produce lemonade? That's just what it is.
Well, and,
And
and that's the same type of thing where again, we've got these events that are pushing so hard for the fall to be hybrid. And I'll have the executive director come to me and go, we both know what's going to happen. Just play along. The board wants it in person. I was like, that's fine. Same energy for me. Okay. Whether
yeah,
there's one person in this room or there's 3,000 people in this
right.
virtual room shows the same.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're still observing. We
Okay.
thought we'd figure it out. Nope.
Yeah. Yeah.
Still observing as to what's going to move forward from here. But I am excited that people are welcoming the resource, because it can only help us.
Yes, agreed, agreed. So I want to wrap up by
Yeah.
I want you to tell our listeners about your it's new, about your online resource
Hmm.
for your video course. So tell us all about that.
Absolutely. So normally I don't like make made up words. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah.
It's hard for me. But we have created the Learnasium. I know. I
That's
know.
wait, but that's why I wanted you to say it, because
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think
Yeah.
I'm going to say it right.
It's almost like my last name. Everybody's going to be Amy G. Yes, ma'am. Exactly. No, Learnasium. So it's active gymnasium, an active learning environment. So much of what you have out there are these static courses. I have bought 3.2 million of them. And one day I'll sit on a beach and listen to them, because that's going to happen. No. Video is now. We are here as a team. Power Up is here as a team to take you where you are and get you where you want to be. And Learnasium is part of that. It's a monthly membership for video creators. No skill level is the wrong skill level, whether you are just picking up this smartphone and figuring out what you want to do to enhance your video content, or you are someone that understands the Final Cut Pro Adobes that are out there. We can go and take you to whatever your next level may be. It's superhero themed, because why not?
Yeah,
That's
why
that's part
not?
of my personality. But we work as a community to create great content, to help you understand how to better what you're creating, and to have a trusted, empowering team answer the questions that are just not going to be something you want to ask because you're going to feel silly. Nope. So we have all ages, we have all backgrounds, we have all industries, and it is so much fun. And we've become this little family. We just opened the doors this past Monday,
Mhm.
and it will continue through Sunday. And I know we will make sure links and things get to people if they're
Absolutely.
interested. But it's just, we love seeing content being created consistently, and we know it's because of the accountability and the empowerment that we provide, that they're getting pushed to get all this out and about.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, all of the links will be provided below the videos, and you'll have all the ways to be able to reach Amy.
Thank you.
Amy, so I know we're going to be seeing each other like in about 3 weeks or so. And you and I will schedule something on the side so that I can see your fabulous studio. I'm really, really excited about that.
Absolutely.
And tell me one thing that maybe nobody knows, or our listeners might not ever guess. Like, give us a little bit of a secret closet of Amy.
Mm. Um, I'm trying to think. I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember. Oh my gosh, what in the world?
Well, I think you've been a bit busy, Amy.
Yes, just a little bit. So yeah, I guess the only well, I mean, people know this, but I got married in Disney World.
Oh,
Um,
really? That would be cute.
yeah,
That
yeah,
would
we
be
were gonna have
cute.
a big wedding, and my husband's twin was going to be sent away to Iraq, and we're like, well, flip
Got to do
it.
it
We're gonna
now.
just go and do the quick and cute. So we had a Vegas wedding, but it was in Disney World, and no Mickey
Oh,
Mouse didn't come. It was very, very
yeah,
chill. But
yeah.
yeah, the question when I was pregnant was, well, are you gonna have the kid there too? No. Look at now. Definitely have Disney chip in my blood there. So
That's
that's
funny.
something that people may or may not know. So
I love it. I love it. That's awesome. So, okay. And before we leave, I want you to, I think you're going to supply a link with your course because
hmm
it's going to still take me a minute to figure out that name, but I
no
love
worries.
it. I love it. And it's only running. Are you going to be running it on a monthly basis or how is it going to be?
So, we just finished a week-long introduction to it, and the link that you'll see with the words "Game On" video 101 is how you'll be able to watch all the replays. And then our membership will be open for a week, and then we won't open it again until 2022 because we really onboard everyone and customize the content to fit the folks that have decided to join us.
Okay. Awesome. Well, I am really, really super, super happy that you could be my first guest of season 2. And
Thank
I think
you.
we're going to do some amazing things together, Amy.
Absolutely. Thank you again for having me. This was so much
I,
fun.
I adore it. I love kick-ass women that are doing some amazing things and that are passionate about their business. Hey, everyone. Thanks for joining us with the Entrepreneurs Hangout. If you love us, come join us on Facebook with Entrepreneurs Hangout Facebook group. It's where entrepreneurs go to collaborate and grow.